of which some end up as pollutants entering our natural environment. In averting the situation, Coca-Cola Beverages Uganda has embarked on recycling plastic bottles into plugs which are exported for value addition. In our EcoPlus program today, we are privileged to visit the industry in Kyambogo, Nakawa Division, Kampala. Samuel Kangave, the manager at the plastic recycling industry, takes us through what goes on in the industry upon bringing the plastic bottle waste material. So here, inside here, I'm privileged to meet the manager, Mr. Kangave Sam. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So inside here, what really happens when the plastic waste are brought here?
Yeah. When plastic, I don't like to call it plastic waste. When we receive these plastic bottles, which are collected in different parts of the country, when they are delivered here, this is called our sorting yard. The sorting yard means actually you are actually separating and making sure that what you are actually receiving is actually what you want. And in this stage, we are actually making sure that whatever we are getting here is what we are actually going to make value out of. And the first point is we have the people that you're seeing in the background here who are the sorters. Basically what they are doing, you can see there are different colors. Different bottles from from all companies that are actually selling product in Uganda in plastic bottles. We don't segregate that these are Coca-Cola, that we shall only deal with Coca-Cola bottles. No, whatever plastic bottle after being used, after somebody taking their drink, we actually make sure that we take care of it. So the bottles here, we separate them in terms of their colors. We also remove other things like rubbish, which are not really recyclable in this place. So after that process is done, it is taken for weighing, which we also shall be able to show you. Yeah. Yes. So after here, the importance of this stage is that when a person delivers, we want to make sure that the quantity delivered is actually corresponds to their expectations. And before we actually confirm that weight, we need to make sure that the material that we have received is the right material. So after this stage, it's weighing, and then the other stages follow, which will be generating a document which will support the payment.
After sorting, they are taken for weighing, as Okrofobiano explains.
I'm called Okrod Fabiano. We do weighing here. I see material for suppliers. So what happens here? We sort from the cage, material from the what? From the cages from here. You brought for weighing here. As you see the figures on the screen for the weighing. Receive them here or weigh. We have our books here. We have the weighment book, the receipt. So what you receive from here, you write them in the receipt book. As you process for the payment, as we do always here. From here, we take it up, it goes to production for what? For running, for processing the finished goods.
So after they weighing the plastics,
yes,
the bottles,
yes,
what happens here or what follows?
Okay, so we have two situations. Once the plastic has been weighed, we have an option of taking it to the machine to have it processed to what we shall show you the product. Or if we have, there's a lot of stock there, we also have areas where we store it. This is called this is a storage area where bottles are stored. Now, we can store these bottles either in these bags which you are seeing, or we can have them compacted as bales. We use a baling machine to compact them. So compaction helps in terms of good storage and maximizing the space. So we can have it stored as you see in those bags, but those bags, when you store it in those bags, it occupies a lot of space and it's not economical. So the best way is store them as bales, as you see here. And
I can see them in one color.
yes, we have also other colors just covered by these bags. They're kind of behind. And we actually process from our side, from our lines, in per color. So once you're processing these ones which are like bluish or clear, we keep green aside. And when time comes for green, that's when we can take green to the line. So we process based on colors. Yeah. And the other thing that I want to tell you, as Coca-Cola Beverages Uganda, we have a process that, and we have set up a system to help our collectors who are up country far away, like distant areas from Kampala. And when you transport, when these suppliers of ours transport bottles in those bags, it becomes expensive because you are not able to transport enough, and transportation is a big cost there. So what we have done, that is Coca-Cola Beverages Uganda, we have given out baling machines across the country. We have in Kasese, we have in Kabale, we have in Gulu, we have in Lida, we have in Masaka, and we are still giving out, and we also have in Soroti. We are still these machines. Now, these machines are given to our suppliers who actually bale these bottles, and this reduces the cost of transportation. Once the bottles are baled like you are seeing there, one truck can carry up to 5 tons. But if it is transported without baling, the same truck will carry like 1 ton. So in terms of making, for those who are doing it as a business, or in terms of actually making it economical, it is very important that we have as many baling machines across the country, so that these plastic bottles, after being used, they are actually they are easier to transport here at our factory in Nakawa.
Let's go to the baling machine and see what happens to the bottles before they are brought here.
This is our baling machine. It's X10. Here, when you finish sorting material, you bale the sorted material, mostly the sorted one. You compress from here, as we're going to show you how it does. As close. Material is inside. Yeah, it's compressing now. You're going to compress down. Coming up, the compressing. Then you're going to pour this back, add inside. It's compressing when you put material inside. Mostly it takes like 2 to 3 bags of this to make it a full bale, which is compatible for machine.
After seeing some of the processes that the bottles undergo in recycling them, Mr. Kangave tells us more about the recycling industry.
This is a great initiative, and I want to give you just a brief. Globally, Coca-Cola as a business has a target and a campaign of having a world without waste. With this agenda, with this commitment as a business, we want to ensure that whatever we generate out of our processes doesn't end up in the environment. And affecting our environment. We are so concerned about sustainability. We want to do business the right way. So if we are doing business the right way, we must ensure that we take care of everything that comes out of our processes. And that is why we have this facility here. We don't make money. It's not a profit-making business, but because Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Beverages Uganda are so passionate about sustainability, that's why the business is investing in having this facility. This facility has been here since 2006, and mainly we actually, besides the sustainability part of it, we are actually empowering women and youth. I'm sure when you are out in your field, you see mostly women, see them in the trenches, on the streets, looking for bottles. Those are the people that have actually, while we are doing this as a sustainability initiative, we are actually also empowering women, those who have not been able to get an opportunity to be employed or get something to earn a living. They are actually benefiting from this. We have testimonies of people that have been able, women that have been able to take care of their families and be able to have be able to have just some simple living out of this business, and they're very, very passionate about it, and that's how we come. That's why the business is actually doing everything that is possible to ensure that we make progress every year on this agenda. So in brief, that is it. And for information, this is the only facility owned by a manufacturing setup that actually ensures that the bottles that actually our product that we package in plastic bottles, after the customers have used the bottles, we actually make sure that we take care of that. And as we have seen, we don't only receive bottles which are made by Coca-Cola Beverages Uganda, but all other brands. We don't segregate. We don't say that this is not for Coca-Cola, so you shall not process it here. Every plastic PET bottle, we actually process it here.
So how do you identify your suppliers of these plastic pieces?
Okay, these suppliers, first of all, we want to encourage whoever brings here is able to collect and deliver here. We encourage them. Whether you come with one sack, whether you come with one truck, we want to encourage, because we have testimonies of those who have started small and have ended up big. So to your question, how do we identify? We have those ones who are starting, who are informal, and we also have those actually that join this business to run it as a profit making, like a profitable business. So those people, they come to us, we guide them on what we need, and give them sometimes support where it's possible. Like you can see, we have baling machines that we have been able to give to different entities and different individuals across the country. And once they have understood our requirements, we actually start a process of allowing them to deliver. So those are the formal ones who actually have to formalize, have a setup, put in some reasonable investment, like for example, set up a collection point, have some equipment, and then they start. But there are also those who actually are informal. Somebody starts today, he doesn't have cash, but he has realized that picking plastic bottles is something that can add value and something that can earn a living. That person, even if he starts tomorrow, comes to the gate, we shall weigh and pay based on what he or she has delivered. Yeah.
So from our two, I saw like it's only bottles that are brought here, or that you recycle, not any other plastic.
Yes, for now, we can recycle other materials like benzines, jerrycans, but given the big volume of PET, these plastic bottles that we use for sodas and water, we have a lot to do. So that's why we want to do a focus on that and do the best we can on that. Yeah.
So when the bottles are brought, what really happens?
Yes, so once the bottles are delivered, we have a very clear process. there is sorting, which is our receiving port, which is our receiving point. Our suppliers deliver to the sorting yard. In the sorting yard, basically, there are 2 things or 3 things that which are done there, but mainly it is segregating and actually ensuring that what we are receiving is something that is we are going to add value to it. So we know how some people behave. They want more weight, but they are bringing funny things. So some people put in stones, they put in water in the bottles. Yes. So for us to ensure that we are not cheated and already we are struggling to break even, we make sure that what we are paying for is exactly what we are going to use. So we eliminate that way those unwanted things like stones, water, and funny things. So once that sorting happens, is done, we are sure of what we have received, and also the customer is convinced that what we are going to weigh is what he or she has delivered. It's taken to our station where we weigh it. This weighment is to verify or to confirm the weight. So once that is done, a document is raised for the customer to show that what you've delivered is equivalent to this, and this is how much is going to be paid to you. So once that is done, the material is taken to another stage, depending on what we cover at the moment. If we have a lot of space, if we don't have enough space, we shall bale it to have a baling machine on site, which helps in terms of compact. We do not have enough material on site to keep for storage. We take it directly to our production facility, our production line, where it is processed from the bottle to the final point of what we call a flake. Yeah, and for your information also, we have the waste that is generated out of this process, like the dust, the labels that you saw. We actually make pavers. Yes, we make plastic pavers, and these are actually good for compounds and driving yards, and that is something that we actually are happy to take care of whoever is interested, and we shall do our best to ensure that we give you the best, and in case you need, please, you are welcome. Yeah.
So apart from the papers, what is made up of the plastic waste?
Yes, that's a very good point. Like I've told you, I've mentioned earlier on, we do not. It pains us that we don't have a final product out of our facility here, and unfortunately in the country, because we cannot add value to these flakes. We have to look for market outside Uganda and East Africa, and we export it to other countries and who actually have the equipment to add value to these flakes. So if we had if we could add value locally, this machine could be able to convert these flakes to fabric, which is used for making cloth, and also with the right equipment, this flake can be used to make other materials, which is in form of resin that will be used for making other new bottles. So as you get the bottle, take it to the process, you can actually get another new bottle out of it, but using the right equipment. We do not have the equipment currently in the country, neither in East Africa, so we export it to other countries like the US, UK, and Turkey, and other countries who actually have the right equipment to convert it to a valuable item, which is later, unfortunately or fortunately, brought back to the country, and we pay a lot of money to have it.
But recently, the EB member,
Yes.
Mr. Waidega, was talking of making all companies, say industries, reproduce what they produce. Like if Coca-Cola, you're producing Coca-Cola, then can you recycle that bottle into a bottle again? Are you ready for that?
Yes, like I've said, currently we've already, as a business, we are not making money out of this setup. So we would love to add another investment so that we are able to convert it from flake to another new bottle, so that bottle has another life. You get it? But that's where we are requesting for the government or other people or other entities that are able to invest in value addition, that would be of great value. We are known, of course, we have social media, we have platforms where people are able to see what you are doing, and also we have a site where actually other interested parties, when they are searching for companies that supply plastic flake, they're actually able to get to our site. And besides that, we also have customers that have dealt with us, so who refer us to others. So it's a couple of options. It's not one way. Sometimes we look for the customers, and other times the customers look for us. And most of the time the customers look for us because what we have is really good quality. I hope
what success did you count in this plastic recycling industry?
I think the satisfaction we have as a business is that, one, we are empowering women and youth, like I've told you. We have testimonies of people that have actually benefited from this. That is one aspect of it. But besides that, we are happy to see that single-handedly as a business, we have been able to collect and add value to these bottles. For your information, last year, for every 10 bottles that go out, as we take out as a business, we are able to collect and recycle 8 bottles. So if you took out 10 bottles, we are able to bring back and recycle 8 bottles. So, but our target is to, if we take out 10 bottles, we want to make sure that we collect and recycle 10 bottles, such that we have that bottle going rounds and rounds. So to us, that's our success. We have made progress from where we were, where we are bringing maybe 3 bottles out of 10, to a situation where we are now bringing 8. And we believe by the end of this year, we shall be able to at least bring 9 bottles out of 10, as an example.
Paul Nimsima, the Coca-Cola Public Affairs and Communications Manager, explained their sustainability goals.
Our sustainability goals and plans for plastic waste management are spoken to by this industry, which is a non-profit making industry, but a subsidiary of Coca-Cola Beverages Uganda. It's been in existence for 17 years, so we've been ahead of the curve. We've been doing business the right way, and we have plans to continue doing business the right way. Our goal is to be able to collect for recycling 100% of what we produce in our factories. We have 4 plants across the country, one in Barra, one in Namave, and then the Renzori plant. So plus this recycling industry where you're seated, that makes 4. So yes, we work towards collecting 100% by 2030. Yeah. You had asked us about what we are doing in regards to returning bottles to the factories. This is something that is in plans for us, and it's been rolled out already by our Coca-Cola Beverages Africa, of which we are a subsidiary and we work with. So in South Africa, they've rolled out the RPET, returnable bottle, where that plastic bottle, after it's been used, it can be returned to the factory for reusable purposes, yeah. And on the bottle, it's indicated on returnable. So those are the goals. We are hoping to work towards that in the future. These initiatives are in place, and we pray that we'll get to that point in time where we can do the same things that all our other markets are doing. We are very intent on strategic partnerships that can help us in collecting these plastics from the environment. They say if you want to go far, if you don't want to go far, go alone. If you want to go further, go as a group. So we have reached out to different entities, others have reached out to us. For example, Stanbic Bank recently signed an MOU with us. We are partners, and they are helping us in spreading the awareness on collecting these plastic bottles. We have partnerships with KCCA, with NEMA, all in spreading awareness and collecting this plastic from the environment. So yes, we call upon all companies, yeah, to join us in this fight. We've also recently sat down to discuss the Producer Responsibility Organization, which comes together, different manufacturers come together, and they make a way forward on collecting post-consumer plastic. that is, as you can see, that is like that would be great for all of us. If all of us who are producing plastic can create a relationship, a membership, and we collect this plastic together, then we'll be able to sustainably produce our products for the future.
Like Coca-Cola Beverages Uganda, let's join the struggle of fighting plastic pollution in order to conserve our environment.
Up next on UBC, brought to you by
Airtel. Download Airtel TV to watch and support Ugandan talent on The Voice Africa every Sunday at 8 p.m.
Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I am Rodangonzi and Sign Language Elizabeth Nakakuni. Let's dig into it. Now, for the second day running, Parliament has debated the State of the Nation address as recently presented by the head of state. Members of Parliament appreciated government and the President for improving health services, which some say has increased life expectancy to 62.5 years. However, some have decried the poor state of roads in West Nile sub-region and the illegal possession of firearms, asking government to expeditiously address the two issues at hand.
Not even an attempt by Kira Municipality Member of Parliament Ibrahim Semujunga